guys, so as I already told you last week, I'm going to show you my Drawtober drawings, and yeah, I'm really proud of them because I've never participated in this challenge and I didn't think that I would be able to do it, but I did. So this here on this side are all the prompts and the ideas I had of the things I wanted to do, and here are the rest of them because of course there are 31. And then here I have a few little thumbnails on how I thought I could do them, and some stayed the same but others completely changed. So so this is the first one. I think I already showed you. So the prompt was skeleton parade, and I'm really happy with this one. And yeah, on the side I also have a little story, and so I used ink and a bit of I think colored pencils and highlighter because I really wanted to get the green right. And yeah, it's a portal and the skeleton's coming out of the portal, and like a little Halloween has started because I was really excited to start Drawtober. Then the second one, the prompt was stitched together, and originally I wanted to draw a face stitched together, so different skin tones and people. But first of all, I felt like a lot of people would do that, and second of all, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it because I wanted to use black ink, and so different skin tones and all of that wouldn't have felt that real. So I decided to draw her stitching her own eye onto a teddy bear. I'm not sure how clear that is, but I tried. I really did my best. Then a third prompt was Double Double Toil and Trouble, and I had never heard of that before because it's an English movie, I think, and a poem, and yeah, we never talked about that in my school, or I never knew about it. So I drew two witches, one with a blue eye and the other with a red eye. Cooking or hexing together, and so because the two of them work together, the potion turns purple. And yeah, so the first ones of these are really tamed, and I really tried, and then I got a bit more a bit more confident. And then this one, I'm really happy with this one because the prompt was Shackled Wrath, I guess. I'm not sure because I also had to look that up because I wasn't sure what it meant. And this October I really wanted to try to draw hands because that's quite out of my comfort zone, and I thought if I'm doing this challenge then I can challenge myself a bit more by drawing hands. So I did this one. And then this prompt I really hated because toxic fairy dust, and when I first read it I was not really happy with it, and I couldn't really imagine anything, and so I just drew this without really shading it or giving it any depth, and it's just really bad and I just hate it. But yeah, maybe I redraw it. And yes, so then this one is the 17th prompt, I guess, but I drew it on separate paper included in here. And yeah, it's a pumpkin, no, not pumpkin, sorry, a fungus collector, and I'm really happy with it. And if you can see, so here there's a little bit of gold where he touches the fungus. And yes, then here we have Carnival, and yeah, this is completely different to what everyone else did because I was kind of ignoring the carnival part and was just like carnivore, yeah, okay. So I have some kind of sacrifice, and then I just added confetti and a mask. And in the story, there's a bit more about the carnival aspect, but yeah, I could have done it differently. Then this is the Red Queen prompt, and yeah, I tried again with the hand. And yeah, then we have a lot of reds in the background, and yeah, I really, as you may see, I really enjoyed using this gold pen. And yeah, then this the prompt was Pumpkin Butcher, and this is more or less what I drew in my thumbnail, so I really wanted it to look more or less like that, but it's also a really easy sketch. Then this one is Nautical Terror, and I had a few other thumbnails for it because I couldn't imagine anything. So this that I drew is the first thumbnail up here, and yeah, I just wasn't sure how I wanted this to look, but yeah, I'm satisfied with it. It's just the page was completely drenched and bled through because the paper that I used for my sketchbook is just normal printing paper, so it's not watercolor paper, so it's really thin, and it doesn't do that well with watercolors. Then this one, the prompt was Feathered Howler, and yeah, I decided to draw a siren or harpy, not sure what, and yeah, my first idea was to really detailed, to draw these feathers really detailed, but I was just too lazy to do it, so it's a bad drawing, and his neck is too wide, and yeah, I don't really like it. Then this one is Night Scarecrow, and I decided to really focus on the dress, to really draw the dress nicely and also her hands, because after this one I felt I had to redeem myself, and so yeah. Then this one is Blood Harvester, where again I tried to really draw the hand. And yeah, Blood Harvester, I didn't want to draw a vampire because I felt like that would be really boring. Then this one is Goopy Gobbler, and I also didn't really know what that was, and I forgot my inks in the flat, so I was at home when I had to draw this, so I drew it with pastel colors and a bit of water, as well as this one, which is Flesh Ripper. And I also don't really like this one because I could have done a lot more with the prompt, but well, I didn't. And then this one is Shadow Prince, and I do like it, but I would have liked the shadow to be a lot darker, but I couldn't do it, and I was just too lazy to wait for it to dry and then try again. Then this one is Daddy Longlegs, and first in my thumbnails I just had the Daddy Longlegs really big, towering over a city or something. But then I decided, no, let's put a hand in there because yay, hands. And yeah, I also found this picture of this lumberjack, I guess, and I wanted to draw him, and then I drew his t-shirt and all of that, so I'm happy with how this turned out, even if it's not really creepy. And then this one, so we're on the 8th on the 18th of the prompt or of the days, and this one is the Devil's Minion. And so of course I wanted to combine a goat and a man, I guess, because yeah, the devil is associated with goats or vice versa. So I drew this satire or satyr, I don't know how to pronounce that, in a pentagram, communicating with the devil, and also hands. Then this one is Conjured Familiar, and I was not really sure what that meant until I saw the drawings or pictures other people did. So yeah, I drew a witch or a wizard wanting to hex a lion, as they're familiar, but then a cat appears, if that's clear for you. And the little stories I write, this one is just something did not go right, because obviously you can see that's not the same, but I'm not really happy with that. I just did it really quickly, and I guess you can see that. Then this was Candlelit Gravekeeper, and originally my idea was to draw some guy with a pumpkin hat chilling at the graveyard, but I already drew a guy with a pumpkin hat here, so I didn't want to do that again. So I drew the ghost of Mary Wilkins sitting and crying by her grave. And yeah, so then this one, again, I forgot my inks, or I didn't want to use them, so I used colored pencils. So the poisoned apple one, I decided to keep it really, really simple, so we just have an apple, and its shadow is a skull, and then you can interpret this one as poison or whatever. And then this one is the zombie kid, so he has no jaw, but I'm not sure if you can tell. And yeah, it's just a really quick and easy sketch because I wasn't that motivated. And this one is Possessed Marionette, and at the beginning in my thumbnails I wanted to draw a whole person, I guess, but then I decided to just draw a hand, and I'm not too happy with this one. It's just weird, and like the small puppeteer. And then, as you can see, at first I really used inks and nothing else, and then towards the end, so this is the 24th Gory Gala, and I started to use my watercolors again because I really missed using them, and I wanted to show blood and all. So here we have this girl going to a gala, her dress drenched with blood, and some dead guy. And then here, this one is one of my favorites. The prompt was Little Red's Wolf, and we have a little wolf here. And theoretically, in my story, he's not the bad guy. Red Riding Hood is the bad one. So yeah. And then we have this one, which I really hate. It's really bad and really weird with an anatomy and all of that. So the prompt was Plague Nurse, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I think my thumbnail is just some head with a red cross, and that's all. So I really hated doing this, and even though I like how the skin turned out, I don't like her figure or anything, and there's just context missing. Then this one is Day Scare Center. So Day Scare Center, and we have like some normal kids in the background and the devil's child or the evil child in the foreground. And yeah, so I just wanted to draw this black presence with him in the center, and the other watercolors that show the Happy Day Center, the daycare center, and just him devouring these colors. Then this one is bandaged, and it's more or less how I imagined it. I wanted to do it, so it's just some bandages and theoretically a person under them, but when some present, I don't know if it's the guy or someone else, starts unraveling it, there's nothing there. Then this is the prompt, just Jack's lantern. So I decided to read the original story, and in the original jack-o'-lanterns were not pumpkins but turnips. So I decided to draw a turnip and just a hand pulling it out of the ground. And then the second to last prompt was Nightmare. So I decided to draw a horse from the film the Guardians, I guess, so the one with Jack Frost, because they are fighting against nightmares, and those are like dark horses, but I was too lazy to color it in because I thought I'd do it with these dots and get my point across, but I could have painted it or colored it in, which I didn't do because I was too lazy, but if I would have done that, it would have looked a lot better. And then the last prompt was sweet tooth, and so I drew a child or a girl with candy colored teeth, and her teeth lying on the ground or on the table, and she's wrapping them. But I already talked about this in my October notes. And yeah, that's everything I did for Drawtober, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I'm going to try to draw a lot still because I really like drawing every day, and since I finished this last Monday, I only started to draw this Tuesday again, so I had like a 6-day pause. And yeah, I guess that's it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.